Hi, thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Madam Chair. Good morning, Chairman Licuanan, and to the rest of the family. Regarding this HEDF, what is the source of this amount and how much would it be by now?
May I ask the Director of the Higher Education Development Fund to answer this question, Dr. Evelyn Monica?
Good morning, Your Honors. The HEDFN has three sources: 40% from the total gross collection of lottery tax, 30% is from the share of the collection of the PRCCs, and 1% from the gross sales of the local region of the city. Right now, for our records, we have 4.7 billion in the treasury.
Okay, in the treasury and requested year by year. I was informed when I inquired with the DBM that some of these were released already to take care of, the pre-PDAF, former PDAF scholars. Have they been accommodated already?
Yes, we have already. They released the 237 million, and we have already downloaded it to the regional office.
Yes, I would like a copy of such. I would like a copy of such usage for this year. And regarding this. SUC extension projects, well, on the picture it says that it's all Bicol, Cavite, and Yang Luzon. But in actuality, is this balanced throughout the whole country, ma'am?
Good question. Do I have this? I don't have the complete list, but so there are two things. And so I'm sorry. We were talking partly. What I presented were check funded, but the schools have their own extension projects as well. But I am sure the check funded are also distributed. So maybe this was a bad choice of example. So sorry. I will check on that, Your Honor.
Yes, ma'am. Kasi kung hindi balance din, pakibalance lang ho for the next time.
Yeah. Point well taken.
Yes. Regarding this PICARI, if there will be a next round, if ever we continue, and maybe if you go to agriculture or marine biology, you should try us too, because it's Luzon and Mindanao. There was never Visayas. You could try Silliman University for one. They're number one in marine biology. Walang Visayas dyan. Wala si Madam Chair?
Sorry, I'm sorry. Yes, please, Dr. Padalina, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I thought you were going to answer.
Thank you. Your Honor, provided the projects in agriculture would fit the priorities set by the General Appropriations Act, because the priority areas are named.
Yeah.
That's information infrastructure development and health innovation and translational benefits. So somehow we have to craft. And we didn't get enough proposals. We did get proposals in agriculture, but they did not fit the priorities. It has to be planted towards these two areas.
Yeah, just moving forward, sir, later.
Yes, Your Honor. That should be considered.
Yes, ma'am, I was also interested when I read about this ethical governance course. I've had my baptism of ethical governance, programs now. I had a baptism of fire from the first time I sat on this Board of Regents meeting in SUCs. Would this really be deterred? I will give an example later of what happened to our SUC, but would this program really deter things from happening in the SUC, that before it goes out of hand we could already prevent such? I'll give you a perfect example. NORSU, where I sat down for a few months with Commissioner Alarcon, and for one, he bought a speech lab worth 6.9 million without the board's approval. He told the board that he will cancel the deal, and the next board meeting he said he already paid for it. 6.9 when the value was about 1.6 according to Senator Cayetano. Then he made a construction of a building without the board approval again, and awarded it to the highest bidder, the highest bidder belongs to the family of one of the Board of Regents. Then he made a gymnasium again without the board approval. Then lastly, and he advanced 2.5 million to a supplier of a bus without any bidding, because he said that it will be through a negotiated bidding, in spite of being forewarned by Chairman Alarcon herself that you should avoid or discourage negotiated biddings because such is prone to corruption. And when I checked, the supplier he awarded it to was a famous supplier who before delivered a not totally brand new equipment to the city of Dumaguete and cost that progressive mayor his re-election. So a negotiated bidding plus a controversial supplier equals corruption, Madam Chair. So I hope that this will be corrected through our governance, ethical governance reforms. But before then, since the SUC later concern will not be around, and he already publicly announced that he will not join our pre-plan because he will only join the Senate pre-plan, maybe he was too ignorant to know that all budgets emanate from the House and not from the Senate. So I would ask the chair to require him, of course, Ched as the chair and that president the vice chair, to call for a board meeting before the pre-plan will happen. Because we will trace out all issues. In fairness, ma'am, Commissioner Alarcon, Attorney Sun has been helping me. And we've been following the rules on the racks to make sure that every procedure is followed. We asked the OSG to conduct a preliminary investigation. You know what he did? He refuses to give the papers to the OSG. How can we proceed with an investigation when he refuses to cooperate?
So that's what we have to deal with,
And I believe, Madam Chair, it is the power of this committee to do our oversight functions, and we must require him. We will call for a board and request every region to be present. Because on the last meeting, he again questioned the quorum. Because he was not there. Because sabi niya, meron siyang headache. Yun naman kasama niyang region, may toothache naman daw. When if they were all already in the premises. So he said, these people are crazy. How can I perform my oversight function if they have a headache and a toothache and they cannot go to the meetings? So, Madam Chair, to the chair of this committee, I would respectfully request that a board meeting be required of them to be called upon, and that every member should be present before the pre-plan of this SUC, Negros Oriental State University, is to be done, Madam Chair. That will be all, Madam Chair. Thank you.
Madam Chair.
Madam Chairperson, I requested for those commissioners who are sitting in the board of justice. Because, we can really call upon the commissioners for discipline. President. Because really president is hard to get along with. Thank you.
Madam Chair, after listening to Congressman Teves, this afternoon we'll be having a hearing of the state colleges and universities. And I understand that there are only 4 or 5 state colleges and universities that will be heard this afternoon. Madam Chair, I would like to move that the budget of the Negros Oriental State University not be taken up until the President and perhaps the Board of Regents appear before this committee so they can defend the budget, Madam Chair. I so move.
Second, Madam Chair.
Oh, the second.
Second, Madam Chair.
I would like to give that message to the person that the budget of the Negros Oriental State College,
State University.
State University.
the issues will be cleared.
Madam Chair, there's still, I don't know if there are any flights this afternoon. If they can still come, they can still be here. If not, we will really move that it will be taken up in another hearing, Madam Chair.
And the chairperson will keep informed particular. Now we go to the next